flowers and turn your head. See how they laugh with such abandon? Only the very young can laugh like that. Look how they are giving you clues to who they are. Treasure these moments. Savor them, for they will disappear as quickly as the setting sun. And then, before you know it, you'll be like me, an old woman, alone and willing to trade anything and everything for one soft evening such as this with her babies again. She wrapped her arms around herself and sighed. "Oh, Lovey, you do go on," she told herself with a shake of her head. Of course she wouldn't tell the young mother this. It would be rude and of no use. The mother was harried, her mind filled with all she had yet to do. She wouldn't understand Lovey's warning until her own children were grown and gone. One day she would recall this very twilight evening and the sight of her children dancing on the shore, and then, yes, then she would wish she had stopped to hold their chubby hands and play tag along with them. Lovey continued to watch the scene unfold in its predictable manner. The towels were shaken and folded, then stuffed into the bag. The children were called in from the water's edge, and as the sky darkened, the mother led her tired soldiers in a ragtag formation over the dune and out of sight. Silence reigned once again on the familiar stretch of beach. Another day was done. Along the water's edge, a sandpiper peeped as it skidded across the sand and foam line in its straight-legged manner. Behind Lovey, the tall grasses swayed in the evening breeze. She closed her eyes, acutely attuned to the night music. There would only be a few more quiet nights like this. It was mid-May, and the tourist season would soon go into full swing on the South Carolina coast. Soon, too, her beloved sea turtles would be arriving. She peered out for a long while at the sea as the sky darkened around her. Somewhere out in the distant swells that rolled and dipped with the winds, she sensed a loggerhead was biding her time, waiting until some powerful instinct told her that the moment was right to venture ashore. Every summer, for more years than she could recall, Lovey had done whatever she could to help the loggerheads through the nesting season. This summer's group of mothers might even include hatchlings she'd helped scramble to the sea 20 years earlier. She smiled at the thought. Lovey walked to the water's edge, right to where the sea stretched to her toes. When she was young, so many years ago, she too used to giggle and run away in that timeless game of sea tag, as did her children and her grandchildren. But she and the sea were old friends now, and tonight she hadn't come to play. Rather, she'd come to her old friend for solace. She stood motionless, feeling each swirl about her ankles as a caress, hearing the gentle roar of the surf as loving whispers, "There, there." Tears filled her eyes. Seeing the mother and her young children brought back images that were both joyous and heartbreaking. The years had flown by too swiftly, slipping away like sand through her fingers. She lifted her chin and wiped away the tear from her cheek. The vast blue ahead stretched out seemingly to infinity. This was no time for tears, she chided herself. She was old enough to know that life, like the sea, didn't always play fair. Yet, she'd always believed that if she played by the rules, if she persevered, one day she'd have enough time to do what? She asked herself, shaken. She was still uncertain as to what exactly was missing in her relationship with her children, her daughter especially. When they were young, Cara and Palmer had played together under her watchful eye on this very same stretch of beach. They'd been close then, had such good times together. But now her children were grown up, and she felt every inch of the distance between them stretching further over the years. She turned to walk up the beach toward 3 lots that remained vacant on this stretch of valuable real estate and climbed the small dune. Beyond the lots, she could see her beach house perched on a distant dune like a tiny island, nearly obscured from view by a row of gangly oleanders. Its once vibrant yellow color was stripped by sunshine and leached into the gala of yellow primroses that grew wild over the dunes. All the angles, corners, and quaint panes of glass